Hello everybody, welcome to Blue Goose Garage. This video is some of Courtney's video. She made one for her channel. I told her I was gonna steal some of it for my video. I got the engine back together. It's get to hear it run. In order to crank it for now, you have to have the key turned on and tap the positive post. The wiring for the 4-speed transmission, one of these wires has the neutral safety switch, and it doesn't know that it can crank. So I've got to either try to figure out which wire or wires I've got to cross together to get it to where to crank by the key, or I unhooked the original wire because I didn't want to cut it and took the wire off of another harness, and you just tap that to that. I may end up running that wire inside the car and cranking it with a push button. She knows how to do that because that green convertible Metro's like that too. It cranks right up when you have the key turned on and you touch that wire to the battery. It ran until it ran out of gas. So transmission works. I hope she videoed some of that. While I had it running, I put it in drive and put it in reverse. Transmission works. This is a 2000 throttle body. The difference is the 2002 does not have the spot for the TV cable to hook up to, that thing that's moving. This one does. The only thing I can tell that's different, the throttle position sensor, I was under the impression was different, but that's not what's different. What's different is the fast idle sensor. A 2002 uses a different fast idle sensor than a 2000 does. So it's running without that hooked up, and it's at a normal healthy idle right now. If I needed to speed the idle up a little bit, all I'd have to do is take these two screws out, take that sensor out, push it in a little bit and tighten it and put it back in. I'm basically just going to set the idle to a touch, just a touch high. It's not exact on this, but instead of say 900 RPM, it's going to be idling at 1000, and that's going to compensate for it dropping into gear and for the air conditioner kicking on and off. Eventually I might try to fix that, but I would have to make the 02 throttle body work with the transmission. This not being hooked up does not matter. It's got check engine lights on, but we don't have inspections around here, so that doesn't, we don't have emissions, so that doesn't matter. And the only thing that I am kind of insistent that it works is the air conditioning. It doesn't have a speedometer. That doesn't work. I hooked it up, but I may have to figure out what wires to cross up here or what wires to run back there for that to work, but the speedometer doesn't work. I was reading somewhere that I can take a 5-speed computer and it would fit as part of that. I don't know, but it's a 2002 with a 2000 transmission. They bolt right in, but they're not right. It'll work like it is, but it's not right. I don't know if this engine leans down or is supposed to lean down in high gear. I know certain 4-speeds do to get better gas mileage. This one's not going to do that. So as long as it runs, it's fine. It does its job around here, and she'll be happy and I'm happy. Eventually I'll try to get other things working like the reverse lights and the speedometer and stuff like that, but that's really not that big a deal. It's not an important thing to have. It doesn't have to have that. You can just go by how long it's been since you changed your oil. You don't have to go by the miles. Change it every 3 or 4 months and you're good. Or twice a year, really. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the rest of her video, and then I'll end it.
Hello everyone.
Hello everybody.
He's working on my neon.
How is doing?
Looks a lot better than what it did last time you guys saw it. There's the new transmission.
New, as it's still covered in grease.
Well, new to this car.
Mechanic doesn't clean things.
I know, this mechanic.
We ought to pay him less.
Less than what you're already getting, which is nothing.
Which is nothing.
You
You lost the game, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Oh, yep, we lost the game. Anyways, so what all have you done to this butte?
I have touched everything. Put a head gasket on it. Water pump. Used transmission.
And then what all left is there to do?
To put all this timing belt stuff on it. But me scared.
Why are you scared?
Timing belt. Whew. Scary.
Scary. You may have done it a time or two, maybe?
A time or two.
Yeah. So, this is what we're doing. Well, he's doing. I'm just watching. I'm supervising.
Supervising.
Yeah,
Is that the
supervising.
same as sitting there and looking good?
Yep. I'm just going to sit here and look pretty as he works on my car. So, nothing all that exciting going on, but we'll have more.
Except now's the part where you're digging through the ground because grass has grown up around your bolts since you took them out.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to find stuff that you lost.
Well, it's never lost if it's found.
Hey, just because you find it in another car doesn't mean that you actually found what you lost.
So, but yeah, so this is what we got so far. All right, day 2. Kind of got distracted last night, but as you can tell, it looks a little bit different than what it did. There's some parts on there.
Yeah.
And it's fixing the
Power steering pump.
power steering pump. So we're getting somewhere. Hopefully she'll be on the road soon and see what she does and kind of fine-tune things there. Now, if you don't remember, or if we even really talked about it, this was a 4-speed, but James here took the transmission out that was here and put a 3-speed in from that parts car. So,
Transmission's on the ground.
huh?
Your old transmission.
Yeah, that's the old one. That's the one that don't work. But so got the 3-speed in here, and we're gonna see how it works and find a way for it to basically work. But it's gonna happen either way. It's kind of
We gotta make it do transmission things.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't doing transmission things.
No, it wasn't. I didn't get to drive it. He picked it up and drove it back here. I just bought it.
Every time I stopped, I had to take the battery, unhook the battery and hook it back up.
Yeah. But I'll get to drive it soon. Just got to make sure it drives before driving it. Well, me. He gets to be the tester. So.
Not that bad.
But he's pretty much got it. You okay?
Yeah, you catch me busted my finger on video.
The views. You okay though?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's working away on it. It's just about done. Well, I don't know why we say we, because I've only done a few bolts on this thing when we first started. So James here is almost done. So, but all right, we'll see.
It's just a neon. It's not rocket surgery.
Well, for me, it's rocket surgery because I don't really know all the stuffs yet. So, but I'm gonna be learned. So, alrighty. Well, we'll come back and see what it looks like here in a few. Ooh, look at him. Yeah. Look at that butt.
Smexy.
That yacht.
Smexy.
Yeah, you fix that, Neon. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright, so this might be part of a final. I don't know. I haven't really, like, completely been tentative about videoing this. Lack of sleep, lack of interest, I guess. I don't know. Don't mind the battery. That's not the battery that's staying in there. But,
Why is this in East Tennessee?
yeah. So, James is putting antifreeze. Antifreeze.
Yankee antifreeze.
Yes, Yankee antifreeze. Thanks for that. I am a Yankee. So he's technically already cranked it. I just wasn't out here for it, but I heard it. So, at the beginning of the video, I had said that this was a 4-speed transmission. Now it's a 3-speed, and we're just gonna have to find a way for it to work. So
I had to get a little bit creative.
Jesus. Warner Girl! I jumped in the camera shucks. They're gonna know it was a jump scare.
Well, you don't have to have a neutral safety switch, but it does help.
Well, alright, if you say so. So, put in some fluids in her, and she's not done, but it's the beginning-ish.
Kind of.
Kind of, yeah. I
can see the light at the end of that tunnel.
Well, you see it a lot clearer than I do, I guess. So I feel like we still have a lot more to do. Well, you have a lot more to do. I get really antsy about things like this. Like, I just want it done, and I want it done now. Impatient, antsy, same thing, relatively.
Yeah, I see where your daughter gets at.
Yeah, well,
she can't buy it natural.
Yeah. So, alright, well, he's gonna finish putting fluids in, and then we're gonna crank her. Alright. Gonna see if she starts. Woo! She sounds purty. Probably throwing a code. I think that's what he said earlier. Check engine light was on or something. But yeah, she's a running and running and running and running. Well, she runs.
Until she ran out of gas.
Yeah, it ran out of gas.
But it ran.
Yes. So, need to put gas in it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. As you saw, she runs. So, I'm very excited about that. Who knows how much more we have to do. But, I'm thinking probably a switch is going to have to be put in.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you think too, dear?
Or one of these mini wires that aren't connected. Some of those might have to be connected.
Right.
Even if it's just twisted together. So it'll think it's in neutral.
Yeah.
Or park.
So, she runs. And now it's, tinkering at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We want to thank you for watching.
yes. This is part of my Neon series versus his Neon series, which will
I
be...
might end up stealing part of this video.
Yeah, which is fine. I give permission. So, but anyways, see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Alright. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know this is a lot different than how I normally make my videos, but maybe different. It's a good thing. Maybe you'll enjoy it. I don't know. What I do know is I'm lucky enough that a 2000's still, dumb enough that it'll let you crank it by jumping the starter, because a lot of things won't do that. A lot of newer cars won't do that, and I realize the Neon's not a newer car. What is that, 23 years old? The important part is it can move itself, and the transmission doesn't care about what the car is doing. So, because yes, I could have had that transmission rebuilt, but who knows for sure that the transmission was even the problem? It could have been something wiring. You don't know. With this, it doesn't matter. It runs. That's the important part. Hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me what you think. And I'll see you again next time. My next video on this car will be buttoning up a few things that aren't buttoned up, trying to get it to crank by the key, and taking it for a test drive. So, see you then.